Yihun analyzes Ain's fight. According to Suyong, only an artificial intelligence could move like that, but Yihun notices something odd. The fact that Ain takes advantage of the opponent's thoughts as they approach her seems very human-like to him. He analyzes the fight because there is an apprentice evaluation coming up. Later, XL confirms to his clan members that they were not defeated by an NPC, they were defeated by a user. He realized this because when he came back, remember he received a notification that the mission was completed. At first they were happy, but after checking the system log, he noticed that the contribution rank was weird. Adding everything up, they didn't even reach 10% in theory only. The actions of the users are taken into account to determine the contribution rank. The NPC's due is not taken into account, so yes, thanks to this he knows that they faced a real person who had a different mission than them. He suspects that the difference in stats is due to an improvement on the part of the mission, but he couldn't be more wrong. What he is right about is that it is a hidden class. Hearing this, they want to try to get him to join the guild. They must do it quickly as not everyone knows that Ain is a user and not an NPC. Getting him to join will become their top priority. While Hyan was having dinner, he saw how the whole internet was full of threads about Ain. Everyone thinks his class is a dark priest. Better for Hyan, as he prefers not to be the center of attention. Next, he is notified about Asrian's first update. They will add a dueling arena in each city, all connected through the network, so he will be able to see and fight against people from other countries. Ain will be very excited. Asrian's main story is about to start, so Hyan will be busy after the patch. When he enters the game, he gets a message from Ain, who tells him that he won't be able to enter for a couple of days. Without his biggest source of damage, Hyan can't go hunting in high level areas. Ain not going to be around for 2 days is for the best, as things will get more complicated after the patch. Upon reaching level 50, Hyan unlocked a new mission. Now that he has time, he should do it, so he heads to the Temple of the Sunset. He wasn't sure if there is such a place in Asra, but he has no choice but to go since his mission is there. He planned to finish it quickly, but the further he goes in, the weirder the place seems to him. Further on, he meets a priestess. Hyan enters the temple. There he feels a strange atmosphere. Moreover, he talks to the priestess as his clothes are different from the others. She tells him that she modified them. Hyan still thinks something is wrong. A notification window tells him to wait for Hyan to find himself in that meeting. The priestess tells him that she will inspect his weapon, so he starts to do it. The priestess's name is Rusha. After inspecting Hyan's soul, she promises that she will not reveal this information to other people. She is surprised, as she has never seen Hyan's kind before, and starts to laugh. She then wants to explain to Hyan what empathy is. It is not just a special statistic. For the supports, it is something more than that. To understand empathy, they must go back to the transcendence. These are beings that live on a higher plane than humans, known as angels or demons. Empathy is closely related to them. Transcendents receive empathy from mortal players to grant blessings or prophecies that affect that world. It is this reason why priests learn to pray and send their empathy, so Rusha wants to teach Hyan to pray. However, the mission warns him that it might be a waste of time. However, Hyan accepts. Rusha explains to him that angels grant blessings or prophecies to the player, and the prayers of those with great empathy can reach the transcendentals easily. However, empathy is something that most have fixed at birth. Even priests have to go through grueling trials to raise it. Rusha tells him the story of the priest lost in prayer. This priest did nothing but pray until one day he accidentally fell asleep while doing so and said he was transported to a strange place. While telling this, Rusha used her magic on Hyan and makes him visit the place of the story he told. Hyan appears in a temple. Outside, the sky is red and the sun is black. Rusha told him that the priest in the story he told had a little secret. The priest's secret was that he served a demon instead of an angel. He started to empathize with the demon while praying, and his consciousness ended up in that world, which is closer to the demons. In fact, the place where they are is a realm closer to hell than heaven. There, the prayers reach the demons. It is a contrasting world. Hyan asks Rusha if he can return to the real world if he wishes. She says yes, and they immediately return. This motivates Hyan, as he now knows the way to an unexplored realm. Hyan begins to pray, but it is difficult. He needs to maintain a state on the verge of falling asleep. Hyan wants to know Rusha's true identity, but she tells him that she is just a normal priestess. Hyan is surprised by this new hidden world. His skill mastery reaches 100% and praying goes up to level 1. Hyan has trouble breathing while his praying level keeps increasing. He starts to slowly lose his consciousness. He starts to empathize with a nearby transcendentalist. Hyan appears in the empty temple at midnight. Hyan started walking without a clear purpose. He came to be in front of this room, and when he enters, he finds this girl tied up. Her eyes are unfocused, she looks conscious but at the same time out of it, she doesn't know why they have her tied up there, let alone why she entered a place like that. Suddenly, priests come to the room, so Hyun hides. These priests use a mental ability on the girl, they even have her on a magic circle. Even if it's a game, Hyun is bothered by this. The moment the priests leave, Hyun goes to the girl and tries to wake her up. He manages to wake her up by giving her an elixir until he finally frees her, but she is hungry, so he gives her something to eat. The girl has a strange necklace, then she gets nervous and says that they will never take it off. The girl's name is Louise. This name Hyun never heard in Asura. After a moment, he has a main mission to save Louise, so he decides to help her out, as the way she talks is unusual and the situation she is in even more so. Even if it wasn't a mission, he wants to help her. As he leaves the temple, he tries to run away but notices someone else, then tells Louise to run. She agrees, as she can use wind magic, so she can move relatively quickly. They both start running and Hyun is surprised by their speed. However, there is trouble. They have been running for 10 minutes and still not away from the temple, so they stop. They are stuck on a sort of endless road. Suddenly, a light flashes from the temple. Moments later, Hyun closes his eyes and when he opens them, he finds a forest in front of him, so they have a way to run. Hyun thinks someone help them. He doesn't know exactly what's going on, but seeing how things are going, the best thing to do is to keep running.